Welcome back to Animal Facts. Here we give you nothing but absolute facts, so you better believe it. In this video, we're diving into the incredible world of kangaroos, Australia's iconic marsupials. Kangaroos are not only fascinating but also a vital part of Australian wildlife. So, if you're curious about these incredible creatures, you're in the right place. Learn about the different species of kangaroos and where they can be found. If you're as fascinated by wildlife as we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated with more amazing animal facts. Kangaroos are marsupial mammals native to Australia. Kangaroos are primarily found in Australia, and their distribution spans various ecosystems, from open grasslands to forests. They are known for their distinctive features and adaptations, which make them well suited to the Australian landscape. Kangaroos vary in size depending on the species. The largest species, the red kangaroo, can stand over 6 feet (1.8 meters) tall and weigh up to 200 pounds (90 kilograms). Smaller species like the wallaby are much smaller. Kangaroos have a strong and muscular body with a distinctive long, powerful tail that aids in balance and jumping. Their hind legs are elongated and adapted for hopping. Kangaroos are well known for their hopping gait, which is an efficient mode of locomotion. Kangaroos have short, stubby front arms with sharp claws. These arms are not used for hopping but are used for activities such as grooming and digging. Female kangaroos have a pouch on their lower abdomen where they carry and nurse their young, known as joeys. The pouch is a distinguishing feature of marsupials. Kangaroos typically have a fur coat that can range in color from reddish-brown to gray. The coloration can vary based on the species and the region in which they are found. Kangaroos are herbivorous grazers, primarily feeding on grass. They are adapted to an arid environment and can go for long periods without water. They are social animals, often found in groups called mobs. Mobs may consist of females, young, and a dominant male, alpha male or boomer. Kangaroos are known for their powerful hind legs, which they use for hopping. They can reach remarkable speeds when they hop. Their tail serves as a support and balance mechanism, especially when standing on 2 legs. Kangaroos are often referred to as hopping marvels due to their extraordinary hopping locomotion, which is one of their most distinctive features. Kangaroos have evolved a hopping gait as a highly efficient means of locomotion. This method allows them to cover large distances quickly and with minimal energy expenditure. Their hind legs are especially adapted for hopping. The muscles and tendons in their legs act like springs, storing and releasing energy with each hop. The length and strength of these legs make them powerful leapers. When kangaroos move at slower speeds, they use all 4 limbs to walk. However, as they increase their pace, they switch to a 2-legged hop, balancing on their tail for support. This is what distinguishes them from other animals. Kangaroos can achieve impressive speeds while hopping, with the red kangaroo, the largest of their species, capable of reaching speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, 64 kilometers per hour. This speed makes them one of the fastest terrestrial animals. Kangaroos can make long jumps over obstacles and travel great distances in search of food, water, or to escape from predators. Their hopping ability allows them to traverse a wide range of terrains, from grasslands to forests. Kangaroos can sustain their hopping for extended periods, covering large territories in search of forage and water. Their anatomical adaptations, such as the energy-efficient spring-like legs, help conserve energy during these long journeys. Kangaroos exhibit a unique respiratory mechanism that is synchronized with their hopping. They inhale while their feet are off the ground and exhale when they land, optimizing their breathing pattern. The kangaroo's muscular and robust tail serves as a vital balance and support mechanism during hopping. It helps the kangaroo maintain equilibrium and allows them to make precise turns. The marsupial pouch is one of the most distinctive features of kangaroos and other marsupials. The marsupial pouch serves as a specialized pouch-like structure on the female kangaroo's lower abdomen. Its primary purpose is to carry and protect their undeveloped young, known as joeys. The pouch is located on the front of the female kangaroo's body, between her hind legs. It opens upward and is lined with fur to provide a warm and secure environment for the joey. After mating, a female kangaroo's fertilized egg develops into a tiny, underdeveloped embryo. This undeveloped embryo, which is about the size of a grain of rice, crawls into the pouch to continue its development. This process is known as embryonic diapause. Once inside the pouch, the joey latches onto one of the mother's teats and continues to develop. It receives milk and protection within the pouch, where it remains until it is sufficiently developed to leave the pouch. As the joey grows and develops, it spends increasing amounts of time outside the pouch while still nursing. It gradually becomes more independent and eventually leaves the pouch for longer periods, exploring the world around it. The pouch is a warm, safe environment for the joey, protected from external elements. The mother cleans and grooms the pouch to maintain cleanliness and hygiene for her young. The pouch provides an extra layer of protection for the joey. When threatened, the mother can quickly move her young inside the pouch to shield them from danger. Kangaroos have a relatively long reproductive cycle. The mother can have multiple joeys at different stages of development simultaneously. The oldest and most developed joey spends less time in the pouch and eventually leaves it altogether. Kangaroos are herbivorous animals, primarily feeding on plant materials. Their herbivorous diet is well adapted to the Australian environment, where they are found in a variety of habitats, from arid deserts to grasslands and forests. Kangaroos are known as grazers, meaning they primarily consume grasses. They use their specialized molar teeth to grind down tough grasses and other plant materials. Kangaroos have several adaptations that help them thrive on a diet of fibrous vegetation. These adaptations include a complex stomach with multiple chambers and efficient digestion processes. Kangaroos practice a unique behavior called coprophagy, where they eat their own feces. This process helps them extract more nutrients from their food by redigesting it. Kangaroos are selective feeders, meaning they choose their food carefully. They often prefer young, tender grasses over older, tougher ones. This selective feeding strategy allows them to maximize nutrient intake. Kangaroos are well adapted to arid environments and can go for extended periods without drinking water. They obtain much of their moisture from the vegetation they consume. This adaptation helps them survive in regions with limited water sources. While grass is the primary component of their diet, kangaroos can also feed on a variety of plant materials, including leaves, shrubs, and forbs when available. Some species, like the red kangaroo, are known to consume a wider range of plants during times of food scarcity. Kangaroos are most active during dawn and dusk, which is when they typically feed. They may rest during the hotter parts of the day and night. Their feeding habits help them avoid the heat and conserve energy. Kangaroos' diets can vary seasonally, depending on the availability of food. During periods of drought, when food is scarce, kangaroos may have to travel long distances in search of suitable vegetation. Kangaroos are often found in groups, which are commonly referred to as mobs or troops. The composition and size of these groups can vary depending on the species, the environment, and other factors. In some kangaroo species, such as the eastern gray kangaroo, mixed-sex groups are common. These groups typically consist of adult males, adult females, and their offspring. Within kangaroo groups, there is often a social structure with a dominant male, sometimes referred to as the alpha male or boomer. The dominant male has priority access to resources, including access to females for mating. In certain kangaroo species, adult females may be larger and more dominant than males. These dominant females may have priority in terms of foraging and other resources. Female dominance is most commonly observed in eastern gray kangaroos, Macropus gigantus. In these kangaroos, adult females are often larger and more powerful than the males. However, it's important to note that this dominant structure is not universal across all kangaroo species and can vary. In eastern gray kangaroos, adult females tend to have a larger and more robust build compared to males. They may also have more prominent biceps and triceps muscles, which are used for digging in the ground for food. Female dominance can extend to foraging behavior. Dominant females may have priority access to food resources, and they can displace subordinate females or males from preferred feeding areas. Dominant females may also have a say in mate selection. While there may still be dominant males within the group, the females typically have more control over which males they choose to mate with. Female kangaroos, whether dominant or not, typically provide maternal care to their offspring. However, subordinate females may also assist in raising the dominant female's young, exhibiting cooperative breeding behavior. A reproductive pause, also known as embryonic diapause, is a fascinating reproductive strategy seen in some kangaroo species, especially the red kangaroo. After a female kangaroo mates, her fertilized egg develops into a tiny, undeveloped embryo, which is about the size of a grain of rice. Instead of immediately giving birth to this embryo, she enters a state of embryonic diapause. During embryonic diapause, the embryo does not further develop. It remains in a state of dormancy in the female's uterus. This pause in development can last for an extended period, sometimes for several months. The trigger for the continuation of embryo development is often environmental conditions. These conditions typically include the presence of sufficient food and water, as well as favorable weather conditions. When the female senses that the environment is suitable for raising a young kangaroo, she will allow the embryo to resume its development. Once the environmental conditions are right, the embryo begins to develop again. The precise timing of this varies depending on the availability of resources. After a gestation period of about a month, the female gives birth to a tiny, underdeveloped joey. This reproductive strategy is an adaptation to the unpredictable and often harsh environmental conditions of the Australian outback, where resources like food and water can be limited and vary seasonally. By delaying the development of the embryo, female kangaroos can time the birth of their young to coincide with periods of more favorable conditions. This reproductive strategy allows kangaroos to breed and give birth throughout the year rather than being restricted to a specific breeding season. It provides them with greater flexibility in responding to changing environmental circumstances. There are several species of kangaroos, each with its own unique characteristics and adaptations. The red kangaroo is the largest marsupial and the most well-known kangaroo species. It's known for its reddish-brown fur and powerful physique. Red kangaroos are primarily found in the arid regions of Australia. The eastern grey kangaroo is one of the most common kangaroo species. They have a grey or silvery coat and are often found in eastern and southeastern Australia. They are known for their social behavior. Western grey kangaroos have a range that extends from the west coast of Australia to the central deserts. They are typically larger than eastern grey kangaroos and have a distinctive dark coloration. These kangaroos are a subspecies of the western grey kangaroo and are found on Kangaroo Island, a location that has allowed them to remain free from some diseases that affect mainland kangaroos. Antilopine kangaroos are found in the northern regions of Australia, particularly in the top end. They are adapted to a tropical environment and have a distinctive light grey coat. Wallabies are smaller relatives of kangaroos and come in various species, including the red-necked wallaby, Macropus rufogriseus, and the swamp wallaby, Wallabia bicolor. They are adapted to different habitats and are often found in forests and woodlands. Tree kangaroos are a separate genus of kangaroos adapted for life in trees. They are found in the rainforests of Australia, New Guinea, and nearby islands. Each of these kangaroo species has unique adaptations to their respective environments. They vary in size, coat color, behavior, and habitat preferences. While the red kangaroo is the most iconic and well recognized, these diverse species collectively contribute to the ecological diversity of Australia's landscapes. We have come to the end of today's video, but before you go, I just want to thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and please feel free to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Also check out my Instagram link in the bio, for more photos and video clips. This is Animals Facts. See you next time with more facts.